There was a book that came out shortly after the war between the states. It was entitled A True, Honest, Fair, Impartial, Unbiased Account of the Civil War, as seen from the Southern point of view. We all bring a point of view to the world that we look at today. We all take our own lessons. You know, if we lean left, we may listen to MSNBC and say, boy, that's really fair and balanced. If we lean right, we'll listen to Fox News and say, boy, that's really fair and balanced. The fact is, there's a lot going on in our world today that is slanting and twisting and distorting and changing the view of the world that many of us in journalism have tried to maintain. I think I was telling folks at dinner last night that one of the greatest compliments I had as a journalist was that in the same year when I was anchoring the news here in Detroit, I was approached by the Republicans and the Democrats and asked to be a candidate. I'm smarter than I look. I said no to both of them. But I told my wife it's the ultimate compliment because apparently I have played it so straight as a journalist. I've presented the news with such fairness, certainly to the best of my ability. Neither one of these political parties knows where I stand. And they were both comfortable with asking me if I would run for office. I saw an interview on CNN recently between two psychologists, and they obviously had been brought on, as usually happens on television interviews, to have a cat fight. The problem was they agreed on this, on almost every issue regarding child abuse. And this moderator was pulling her hair out. She was trying her best to find some points of disagreement and to get a dispute going, and she couldn't do it. You see, controversy makes great television, but it doesn't always make the best policy. And I think one of the greatest challenges facing us today is to tone down the rhetoric. I watched the president's speech last night, and then I watched Mitch Daniels from Indiana. And I got to tell you, whatever your politics, I thought his response to the president's speech was one of the most thoughtful, least inflammatory, when you compare it to what you've been hearing in the Republican debates. And Mitch Daniels, who is a very classy guy, said essentially that. We've got to lower the rhetoric. We've got to start treating each other with dignity and respect. We don't have to be enemies just because we have different viewpoints about how best to solve our problems. And that's traditionally, historically, what the two parties have been. People who have different viewpoints about the role of government and how to solve these problems. It's not that any of them are un-American. My wife and I came out of a restaurant the other day, and on the side of a pickup truck was a hand-lettered sign in big black letters on a white background that said, "Liberals are un-American." And I thought, I wonder if whoever created that sign and whoever drives that truck has any idea how many liberals, how many Democrats,